From the Bob Nemeth Court at Pete Schneider Gymnasium at Northampton Area High School, the Astound Television Network presents EPC Quarterfinal Boys Playoff Action. The number 7 seed, the Whitehall Zephyrs, with an overall record of 11-11, taking on the number 2 seeded Concrete Kids of Northampton. They come in with an overall record of 18-4. Good evening and welcome everyone. Along with Dennis Lobb, I'm Chris Michael. Glad you could be with us for Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader on ATVN. And first of all, for Whitehall, what an amazing month of January they had. A month ago, a lot of people thought Whitehall no shot certainly in making the league playoffs. Even district playoffs looked a little bit out of form for them, as they were 4 games under 500 coming into the new year, but they've been on an amazing run. They've beaten some teams in front of them in the standings. They hung with Parkland in both meetings during the regular season, and right now the Whitehall faithful are thinking, hey, maybe we can be what Northampton did last year.
Yeah, Northampton came in and had to go on the road for all those games, and they caught lightning in the bottle at the right time. And all coaches talk about being strong at this time of year, and you know, right now Whitehall is, but they're playing against the defending champions, so it's going to be tough to knock them out.
And speaking of the defending champions, they of course were underdogs last year in the playoffs, and for Whitehall to pull off the upset, Seth Hodarewski is going to have another big ball game. Had 18 points in the regular season finale against Emmaus. Ended the regular season 3rd in the EPC in scoring with over 17 points. And obviously he has been the most consistent scorer throughout the year. And he's been around for a couple of years, was battle tested, was a part of last year's playoffs for Whitehall, and he's going to be relied on once again during this postseason run.
He will be relied on, and he can do it one of 2 ways. He is really quick and driving to the basket, but he also can shoot from the outside, and you know, they definitely depend on him defensively also and on the boards.
And for Northampton, their impact players, it could be just about anyone on any given night. They have 5 different starters, all averaging over 7 points per game. All 5 of them very solid defensively, and in fact, guys coming off the bench also have contributed over the last couple of years. We're going to go with Brady Simmock tonight, though. Comes in averaging just under 10 points per game, leading the team with 5 rebounds per contest, second on the team, averaging 3+ assists per ball game. And again, I think he's going to be a key tonight against Whitehall. It's, of course, Northampton playing the matchup defense tonight that came from the Whitehall program initially, but Brady has that ability to slash to the bucket and try to get some inside shots and try to set up the perimeter players with getting that inside game going.
If Northampton is going to be successful tonight, it has to come from a guy like Brady Simmock, because he plays off emotion. We got a good crowd here tonight. That's his type of environment. And it seems like the bigger the game, the higher he raises his level of basketball, and they're definitely going to need him tonight in this contest.
Northampton finished their regular season winners of 3 of their last 4 ball games and 8 of their last 9, coming off a big win over Freedom. And as we mentioned, Whitehall defeated Emmaus, completed an improbable run of 3 wins in their last 4 games, beating Allen, Central, and Emmaus to qualify for both the district playoffs and the league playoffs. So it should be a great matchup, Whitehall and Emmaus. Game 2 of our high school basketball doubleheader on Astound Television.
Hi, I'm Artie Freeman. Join me on my show, Cultural Bridges. My guests discuss the positive influences other cultures have had on them. Sometimes they talk about the positive influence they have on other cultures. I'll see you on the bridge, Sundays at 9:30 p.m., Wednesdays at 6 p.m., Fridays at 6 p.m., exclusively here on Astound TV.
These two teams did square off against each other once during the regular season. That was officially a non-league game, and Dennis was scouting that game and has some insights for us in a moment. But first, the Whitehall starting lineup. Pretty much the same starting five for both of these teams we have seen all season long. Hodarewski we talked about, averaging a team-high 17 points per game. Jack Lloyd averaging 14 points per game. He was sixth in the EPC with 35 made threes and had a big game last week against Central Catholic, hitting a game-high 23 points. Talon and Tanner Dogmanis each averaging 8 points per game. And Cole Rosicki, the man up front, 6'7" sophomore, averaging 5.8 points per game. Scored in double figures in the regular season finale with 10 points against the Hornets to close out their regular season schedule. That win gave Whitehall their berth in the EPC postseason. Jeff Jones, his 19th year, 226 wins, 225 career coaching defeats. The winner of this ball game will take on the winner of tonight's Liberty versus Pocono Mountain West. West is the 3rd seed and Liberty the 6th seed. Northampton starting five, also the same starting five we have seen all season long. Noah Wolokovitz leading the team in points per game with 14, leading the team with 3.5 steals and 3.5 assists per game, hitting 22 triples. Leo Regic averaging in double figures with 10 points. He finished the regular season 4th in the EPC in free throw percentage. Jake Raisley, the sophomore guard, averaging 8 points and 5 rebounds to lead the team. Brady Simmock averaging 9.8 and 5 rebounds per game. And Corbin Soller, 6'2" senior, averaging 8 points per game, who can also shoot the threes. Made 17 triples this year. Northampton second in the EPC with 153 triples on the season. And there's a look at Matt Scholl, who's done a great job in just his 4th season as the head coach. 3 of those 4 seasons, he has guided Northampton to the postseason playoffs. Northampton averaging 58 points on offense, 45 allowed. Whitehall averaging 53 points on offense, 51 points defensively. And the only meeting between these two teams, as we mentioned, Dennis, was there a tie ball game, I believe, at the half, 17-17, and Northampton ended up winning that ball game. But any adjustments you're expecting for tonight's round 2?
Absolutely not. Maybe some things offensively, but defensively you're going to say the same thing. Hopefully tonight, I mean, that game the other couple weeks ago, it was the first team to 40 wins. Tonight, let's open it up and let's see some different things, hopefully.
Whitehall lost that game by 7. They have the basketball to start. Rosicki, the 6'7" center, was at the top of the circle. Now he goes down low. He's picked up by Simmock to start.
It's a match. Combination man-to-man and zone.
Now Rosicki setting the screen as Dogmanis brothers pass it back and forth. Whitehall, through most of their success, was playing an up-tempo style, more aggressive style of offense and defense this year. And of course, as we mentioned, a great January run, washing away 5 games under 500 at one point. 6 of their first 8 losses, they had leads in the 4th quarter, and yet they battled back. That was an early positive from Jeff Jones to say, you know, these kids don't quit. They could have hung their heads and said, all right, we're not having the breaks, so let's just cash it in. And to their credit, they battled back. And obviously they are in both the league and the district playoffs now, as their patience has paid off.
Well, this is real patience here.
I was going to say, this looks like an old school Whitehall game.
A minute and a half, but that tells you what kind of defense. That tells you these two teams, these players know each other. They've been playing against each other since they were probably 5 years old.
Quick release. The shot by Jack Lloyd, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds, and Northampton will get the basketball back after a minute and 39 seconds ticked off the clock.
Now let's see what Northampton does with their possession, and if Whitehall, they seem to be playing man-to-man, and they've played a lot of man this season.
Wolokovitz, top of the circle. Leo Regic starts the dribble drive. Now it's Simmock. You'll see everyone touch the ball on the opening possession. Three-point shot by Regic doesn't fall. Rebound pulled down by Dogmanitz. Talon up ahead to Seth Hodarewski. Let's see if Whitehall slows things down again on their second offensive possession. Well, if the first team to 40 the first time around wins, what's the goal tonight? We're on pace for
a 30 maybe. First team to 30.
This possession now 45 seconds long. Long three from Jack Lloyd off the back of the rim, and he's 0 for 2 to start. The rebound by Corbin Solers. Solers, I think, one of the most underrated players this year. No other reason he gets outsized every game that Northampton plays and still plays solid defense. In transition, the fast break bucket is good by Talon Dogmanis. Our first field goal occurring at the 5:06 mark of the first quarter.
And they come with the made basket. They're allowed to 2-2-1 press. They're trapping past half. And then conversely, somehow, I don't understand it as a former coach, they're able to go back from a 2-2-1 and play man-to-man defense. Transition, and it all happens with the rebound cleared by Lloyd ahead to Dogmanitz, and he finishes it.
Wolokovitz denied the drive by Talon Dogmanis. Outside triple off the back of the rim, no good by Solers. Whitehall gets the rebound in transition. Hodarewski dumps it off, and the basket by Cole Rozicki.
Credit Rozicki with running the floor.
A foul in transition. It's going to be on Whitehall's Jack Lloyd, first of the ball game.
And I don't think in December, early December, you'd see a Cole Rozicki flying up the court and finishing on a transition basket, but he has really improved this year.
Last week, Northampton had 4 games in 5 days, and looking back through their schedule, they had several stretches in which they had games on Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Off another fast break opportunity, Hodarewski's going to go to the free throw line, where he shoots 80%. Whitehall is a team shooting 67% from the stripe. That number has been steadily climbing over the season.
Off the strip, and the book on Simak is sometimes he does dribble a little bit too much. He gets stripped here.
First Northampton foul on Corbin Solers. Last year, Seth averaged 11 points per game and shot 85% from the free throw line, and was a key member of last year's team that made the state playoffs.
Every made basket allows them to give the full court press.
Northampton quickly into the front court. Solers in the corner. Wolokovitz over to Sima, too hard off the glass, and an offensive rebound by Wolokovitz. Midway through the first quarter already. Little pull-up jumper by Wolokovitz, no good, and Rozicki gets the rebound. From the corner, three-point shot away, and good by Hodarewski. His 25th triple of the year. Gives a little nod over to the Whitehall fans at that end of the court. And Northampton calls a timeout as they're yet to score on the back end of a 9-0 run.
And it all happens in Whitehall. It's looking, and they'll take that. I mean, that's an area where, hey, Raisley just didn't get out there in their match, and he spotted up in the corner and confident hit it. His first shot, though, was way beyond the three-point line. Got to get it closer.
Hodarewski had 16 points and a big Whitehall win over Central Catholic in the final week of the regular season. Whitehall started the year 0-5 and 2-7. And they didn't have the easiest crossover matchups. They faced Nazareth twice and Northampton out of their regular league schedule.
And I think that's good. You know, I like what they did. I like what Parkland did. I mean, this is the time of year where you'll see all these teams, so might as well play them.
And the ball stripped away, grabbed by Rozicki as Northampton turns it over for the second time. Yeah, you could argue two of Whitehall's best games were losses. They battled Parkland, which very few teams in the Lehigh Valley have been able to do, and that's hang with the Trojans. In fact, that first game they lost on a buzzer beater at Parkland. Northampton extending its zone pressure. Otarewski with the basketball already. He has 5 of the team's 9. And Whitehall showing patience on offense.
Well, you should. I mean, you're up 9-0. I mean, there's no need to rush. If it took you a minute and 20 seconds to shoot the first possession, you should do it now.
Setting the screen, three-pointer, no good by Otarewski. He's 1 for 3 now from beyond the arc. Simok bringing it down the other way. We've seen Northampton with a lot of impressive wins this year. And usually their key is getting their inside game going and then kicking it out to their perimeter players.
A lot of teams do that, Chris. With the all-out offense, it's penetration, it's dish out for threes.
And a traveling violation on Simok. Turnover number 3 on the K-Kids as they are yet to score as we approach the 2-minute mark. Coming in will be Ethan Raffun, 5'10" junior, averaging 3.5 per game.
Now Northampton with the out of bounds underneath, they're giving some pressure.
Also into the ball game for Whitehall, Cole Richards, 6'2" senior, averaging 1.5 per game. 3-point shot away and good by Tanner Dogmanis. His 23rd triple of the year. Quickly trying to score in transition. Sollers open down low. Good execution. Finally, Northampton scores a bucket at the 1:27 mark. And Northampton almost forced a turnover at midcourt. Whitehall's going to call a timeout. 1:17 left in the opening quarter.
And that was a good timeout because you got that 10-second clock. So it just tells you, you know, it's East Penn playoff time. You need to value every possession. Watch Raffun get in this game and contribute right away because he penetrates and then he dishes down to an open Sollers.
Now the $1 million question is something I brought up a couple weeks ago too. A lot of inconsistency. I don't know if there's an easy answer for this, but you can say that with some individuals. You can say that with teams that were streaking early and then not so much the last month. Whitehall's been trending up, one of a few teams that played better in January than they played in December. But we've seen a bunch of games this year in which very talented offensive teams go completely ice cold, and we're seeing that for Northampton tonight here in the first quarter.
Even results, Chris. You know, Nazareth goes and beats a very good Northampton team. The next night they go and play Easton, who hardly has any league wins, and they lose.
We're crossing the 1-minute mark. Whitehall could play for the last shot here, the way things have been going. Now Dogmanis starts the drive, now backs up, holds up one finger. Picked up now by Simok. Now Richards back up top of the circle. 30 seconds left in the opening quarter. Marcus Ramos also checked in during that last dead ball. 6'1" junior, averaging 3 points per game. And Whitehall is going to play for the last look. Final 12 seconds. Starting to drive, losing the handle is Dogmanis. And Northampton commits a foul on the reach in.
And that one doesn't matter because of this, how they switch every quarter and reset the fouls. So that's only their second team foul.
Regic picks up his first. We saw Whitehall execute a few nice inbounds play the other night against the Emmaus in their regular season finale, but here it's Raffun intercepting the pass, taking it coast to coast, and Raffun with a second field goal Whitehall gets a shot away, but it's short. And that will do it for the opening quarter. Whitehall leads 12-4 at the end of the first 8 minutes.
At Astound, we pride ourselves on being part of the communities we serve. As your local partner, we understand your needs and deliver internet and voice solutions that are right for your business. Our award-winning speed, reliability, and local support keeps your business connected to ensure you can grow with confidence. Because when you win, we all win. Your business is our business. We are Astound for a reason. For a limited time only, switch to the nation's #1 rated award-winning business internet and get a $500 gift card.
Welcome back to Northampton. Whitehall in that first quarter shot 6 of 11 from the floor. Northampton only got 6 shots off in the first 8 minutes. You know, Ethan Raffund, we saw him make some big plays in the postseason a year ago, and so far he's made a couple plays on defense, and he has one of the 2 field goals so far for Northampton.
Yeah, he's contributed to both of these. You know, he made a nice dribble drive and pass off to Salers, and there he intercepted the inbounds play and went coast to coast and finished. He was a starter last year, so it's no surprise to me that he contributes well this year.
No personnel substitutions for either team as we move from the first to second quarters. Salers with the basketball up top. Now it's Raffund starting to drive, got tripped up, ball comes loose, and Whitehall comes away with it. 4th turnover on Northampton. They came in averaging 11 per game. Let's see if Whitehall slows it down and have another lengthy possession here to start the second quarter. Down Dogmanis, over to Richards.
Motion offense, both teams run this thing. Both teams should be able to defend this.
Foul is back up top. Tanner Dogmanis for 3 off the back of the rim. And Simmock gets the rebound for Northampton. Kids looking to run again. Whitehall does get back in transition. Winner of this game will play at PPL starting on Monday night in the semifinals against the winner of tonight's Liberty versus Pocono Mountain West matchup. Fun takes over with the basketball. Hudareski defending him at the top of the key.
Marcus Ramos getting some minutes here. He played JV all season long, and you know he's played the last couple games.
There's a steal by Whitehall's Hudareski. Got rid of the basketball before being called for the walk. 3-point shot away, and good by Jack Lloyd, his 57th of the year.
And he's the X factor because he's a shooter, and he's a good one.
And Marcus Ramos from Dennis's lips to underneath the basket for 2. And an offensive foul called on Tanner Dogmanis. First foul of the second quarter for either team.
Energy guy.
Jake Raisley and Leo Redgick back in for Northampton. There's a look at the turnover and the 3 by Lord. 9-point lead again for Whitehall. Raisley has been a spark plug at key moments this year. Northampton gives out the Atlas Chain Award for their team MVP for every single game this year, and they've spread that chain around quite a bit. Raisley down low, left-hand layup doesn't go. The tip doesn't go. Raisley again gets the rebound. Tries to go up a 3rd time. Don't count the basket. Foul on the floor. Call was made right away. And so the foul will be on Tanner Dogmanis, his 2nd, and Northampton will inbound.
credit Raisley because there were 3 guys around him in there, and somehow he's probably the shortest guy out there that was competing for that rebound. He comes down with it. He's scrappy. Good player.
Northampton now shooting 33% from the floor. I mentioned one of Northampton's keys this year was to try to get their inside scoring game going early, but another thing that they've had a lot of success was scoring on fast breaks. Whitehall has been able to limit that. Rosicki gets the rebound. In transition the other way, Tanner Dogmanis feeding Lloyd, and that shot was blocked by Wolokovitz. The big man, Rosicki, down low for 2, and one more coming at the line.
You get him some rest, and he just has a way. He finds the ball here off the block, goes up and finishes.
Cole Richards back in for Whitehall. Dennis mentioned last week that Quinn Lucas Bishop could be a big key. When he gets hot, he can alter a game for Liberty, and we saw that pay off in Liberty's win at the end of the regular season against Nazareth. Rosicki, I think, could kind of fit in that same category. A guy flying a little bit under the radar, but he could be a major X factor if Whitehall's going to have some postseason success.
Definitely has to improve on the free throw numbers, though. He's only a sophomore. It's going to be a good one.
Raisley tries the drive inside, denied by Richards. Now it's Raffund down low. Got the fake and got 2 guys to bite. Talon, Dogmanitz, and Richards were both there, and they're going to call the foul on Richards.
So he beats his man out front. He beats Talon. But there's Richards. Comes in and slaps down, commits the foul.
3rd team foul on the Zephyrs. Brady Simmock will come back in, replacing Ramos. Ramos was on the floor for almost a full quarter, came in halfway through the first quarter and leaves at the 4:32 mark of the second.
He's contributing something in the practices. As I say, all year long he was playing on the JV team. Now they don't have great numbers, but
Rosicki running the break, tries to score. Wolokovitz had the block, but they're also going to call him for a foul. His first and the team's second.
And that might not be a bad foul in this situation here.
Rosicki now 6 of 30 from the free throw line this year. One more coming up for Cole. Misses both. Raffund the rebound. Wolokovitz gives up the look, gives it to Raisley from the wing and buries the 3. Raisley with his 19th triple of the year, and it's back to a 6-point ball game.
And he's one of the higher percentage shooters for the K Kids from the 3 line.
Exactly 40% coming in is Raisley. Rosicki driving down the lane. Got tied up with Simmock, and this will be the 3rd foul on the K Kids. Wolokovitz, who came over with some help defense, picks up his 2nd.
I mean, the K Kids aren't a real deep team, but you know, according to the scouting report, if he gets open inside, let's take our chances and we'll foul him.
He's now 0 for 5, but an offensive rebound. Lloyd gets it amongst the trees, and then it got stripped of the basketball by Regic. Regic muscling his way through the lane, back outside. Excuse me, that was Raffund muscling his way through the lane. Regic missed a shot. Raffund with a follow attempt doesn't go. 3rd attempt for Northampton by Wolokovitz, and he will be rewarded with a trip to the free throw line. The foul on Talon Dogmanitz.
and it's a point of emphasis. They are hammering the offensive boards. That is springboarding their attempts at getting back in this. Look at this, and these are little guards that are in there coming down with rebounds amongst the trees. It's effort. Offensive rebounds, it's effort.
Wolokovitz now in the scoring column with his first free throw. Talon Dog Manitz picking up his second personal foul. And the free throw here would make it a 4-point game after Whitehall was up by 11 just a moment ago. (17-13). Wolokovitz makes both from the stripe. Lloyd feeding Richards. Manitz does not wait for the screen from Rozecki and gets the job done himself, his second field goal.
That offense was called Talon because that was all him.
Outside three by Simak doesn't fall. And a foul after the shot. Leo Regic picking up his second. Coming back into the game is Tanner Dog Manitz. Whitehall with a basketball, back up by 6. 3 minutes left in the first half.
Both number 4s have 2 fouls, Regic and Tanner Dog Manitz.
Richards. Back to Tanner Dog Manitz. Rozicki again comes out with the screen. They go the opposite way. See if Whitehall slows it down again, back up by 6 points. I don't remember Rozicki driving to the basket early in the year like we've seen tonight. Every time he gets an offensive rebound, put back is good. And he's going to go right back to the stripe to try to complete a 3-point play.
And he's going to eventually learn that when you get that rebound, you need to keep it up. He's bringing it down. Watch him bring this down. Brings it down and allows these guys to go in there and reach at it.
It almost cost him a bucket. The foul was on Simak. He now has 2, so 3 players have 2 personal fouls, all staying on the floor as Rozicki's now 0 for 6. Jump ball is called for, going for the rebound, and Whitehall will have it on the possession area. Does Whitehall take their time with this possession now?
It's 8 points here, you know.
Driving inside is Hodareski. Misses the shot. Another jump ball. This time Northampton's going to have it back. So they go right back to work. Hodareski with a miss.
It was a nice inbounds play and to get him free like that, but he missed a peeper.
Outside 3-point attempt by Regic. His first triple tonight, 38th 3 of the year. He had a team high 15 in the first meeting between these two squads.
Design play coming off a double screen.
.99 seconds left in the half. Whitehall trying to be this year's Northampton. A year ago, everybody thought K-Kids were underdogs in all 3 of their EPC games before winning the championship. Floating jump shot by Tanner Dog Manitz and his second field goal. We look over to Matt Scholl, the Northampton bench, before starting this possession. Regic starts the drive against the 6'7" Rozicki.
They tried to free Regic again, coming off a double screen.
Ethan Raffun having his way down low at points 5 and 6 to make it a 5-point game.
Determination. That's what that was right there. It's called determination, and he wasn't going to be denied.
42 seconds left in the half. Whitehall trying to keep at least a double possession lead going into the locker room. Backdoor cut to Rosicki, trying to post up on Solers, and he gets 2 more. Solers gives up 5 inches in height to him. Northampton now with the final possession, trailing by 7. Now 8 seconds left in the half. Backdoor look for Raffun, a little too hard off the glass, but a whistle after the shot, and it's going to be on Jack Lloyd, his second foul. And Raffun will go to the free throw line.
Let's get a look at this.
Ethan shooting 70% from the free throw line. Marcus Ramos comes in for the final 5.2 seconds.
A lot of players with 2 fouls.
See if Whitehall gets one off. Northampton did not have a foul to give there.
Yep.
Fouls on Raffun. That's just his first. But Whitehall will get some free throws.
Yeah, Tanner Dogmanitz gets 2 free throws.
Tanner shooting 55% from the line this year. Certainly a playoff type atmosphere. Both stands nearly filled. Not a long drive for the Whitehall fans.
Well,
they supported their team as well.
The Lehigh River divides these 2 schools. Should be well attended.
Second one is good. Regic slinged it up there, and that misses. And Whitehall up by 6 at the midway point. We'll take a break and be back with first half numbers and highlights. You're watching EPC quarterfinal playoff action on the Astound Television Network.
Life happens online. Astound's whole home Wi-Fi offers Eero Plus to help protect your information and devices against online threats. Eero Plus adds an extra layer of security to your home network. Family-safe browsing, threat scans, ad blocking, and more. Enhanced network protection in the palm of your hand. Get peace of mind your network is secure by adding Eero Plus for just $9.99 a month. Visit us online or call to add it today.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Hi, I'm Peter Nielsen. I'm excited because I'm going to be with you every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Astound TV Network. We'll be dealing with nutrition because you are what you eat. Physical activities, whether it's indoors or outdoors, as well as wonderful things you could do with your entire family. Let's get better together, mind, body, and spirit.
Tune in to Peter's Principles every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Astound TV Network.
We're upgrading our network, and we're excited to bring you future-ready Wi-Fi that powers everything you do. With multi-gig speeds up to 5 gigabits per second, you can stream, game, and video chat without missing a beat. Next-gen Wi-Fi means wall-to-wall coverage, faster uploads and downloads, better reliability for your smart home. And with built-in security, your devices stay protected automatically. We're not just upgrading, we're transforming our network to bring you more. For more info, visit us online. Live more with Astound.
In today's world, factories can make almost anything. But there's one thing no machine can create: blood. It simply can't be manufactured. It can only come from donors, like you. Schedule your life-saving donation with Miller Keystone Blood Center, the only community blood center servicing your local hospitals. Call 1-800-BA-DONOR or go to giveapint.org.
Welcome back to the Bob Nemeth Court at Pete Schneider Gymnasium in Northampton. Playoff season is here. Glad you could be with us for Game 2 of our high school basketball doubleheader. Good to hear and see the fans out here. It is definitely a playoff atmosphere. Seen a lot of great wrestling matches that were well attended this year. Basketball, some nights we've seen great crowds, other nights some pretty sparse crowds, to be honest. But tonight it's postseason, and good to see both Northampton and Whitehall fans represented here tonight.
And I hope it's well represented on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. You know, the league really wants people to come out to the PPL Center and see the best of the best compete.
Yeah, should have some competitive action coming your way on Monday. We will have those games live on 8TVN if you can't make it there. But we do encourage you to go and see the games in person and cheer on your favorite teams and just root for high school sports in Lehigh Valley. Let's take a look now at the first half numbers between Northampton and Whitehall. And I hate to be a skeptic here, but you know Northampton is going to shoot better than 38% in the second half. And Whitehall, they had an 11-point lead at a couple times, but they missed some opportunities in that second quarter to try to distance themselves and put some more separation between themselves and the K-Kids in the first half.
Yeah, you look at the free throw numbers, 3 for 10, and you're right. Northampton on their home floor will not shoot these low numbers in the second half, but you credit the Whitehall defense, I guess. But at least we don't have a first team to 40 wins the game like we did the last time these two teams played.
And neither team scored a point for the first few minutes of this game. By the way, those 11 rebounds for Northampton, 6 of them were on the offensive end. Individual leaders, Ethan Raffun off the bench tonight with 6 points to lead Northampton. And for the Whitehall Zephyrs, Cole Rozicki from the floor, he's 4 of 5 shooting for 8 points to lead the Zephyrs, followed by Tanner Dogmanitz, who has 6. We'll take a break and be back with some of the first half highlights between Whitehall and Northampton coming up on the Astound Television Network.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
At Astound, we're building the next generation of internet, Wi-Fi, mobile, and TV, led by a team that's bold, innovative, and award-winning. For 3 years in a row, Astound has been named a top workplace by USA Today, and we're just getting started. There's never been a better time to join our team. We're hiring across tech, operations, field sales, and other major roles. Join the company that's future-ready, driving innovation, and building what's next. Check us out at astound.com/careers.
Welcome back once again at Northampton. Don't forget, in addition to EPC basketball next week, we will have Colonial League boys semifinal games live on 8TVN and also live streaming on our YouTube channel. That'll be on Tuesday night, followed by EPC girls tape delay. We will not have any streaming from the PPL Center per broadcast rights, but we will have the Colonial League girls and finals next Friday streaming and on 8TVN as well. Now here's Dennis Lobb to take you through our first half highlights.
Get right to it. Block party, Cole Rozicki. Outlets to Jack Lloyd, who springs it ahead to Talon Dogmanitz. Talon with a pass to Sudge Haversky. Tanner Dogmanitz with a 3. Raffun makes an impact right away with that play. Nice pass to Solers. Secondary break situation, and Jack Lloyd from deep for 3. Fake, block, Rozicki finished. Jake Raisley from deep. Leo Regic with a 3. There's that rough fun again off the bench.
And we'll take a break and be back with second half action of EPC quarterfinal basketball action on Astound.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
One year ago tonight, Northampton entered the EPC playoffs. A lot of people thought, well, pretty good team, probably a year away from doing any major damage in the postseason. And then 3 huge wins later, they brought home their first league championship since 1973, right around the time Dennis was born. You're younger than that.
I was a little bit behind that, you know. A little older.
You're young at heart.
I try to be.
Working with me ages you a bit.
The way you and Jack get on me each and every broadcast off air, it's hurtful.
Well, we do our best. A few other scores from tonight's action that we have as of now. Emmaus has defeated Central Catholic on the girls' side 74-36. Northwestern defeating Saucon Valley 49-38. And Notre Dame Green Pond beating Southern Lehigh girls 64-33. Everybody playing tonight. Fortunately, the weather cooperated. And we believe all games were played as scheduled this evening. Start of the second half, Whitehall with a basketball, up by 7 to start. Jack Lloyd, who hit 1-3, 1 for 3 from the three-point arc. Gives the ball over to Tanner Dogmanitz. And now Seth Hodorowski. Three-point shot straight on by Lloyd, no good, and Northampton with the rebound. Raisley will start the offense for the K-Kids. Around the horn to Simak. Simak tonight has not scored a point. Lakovitz starts the drive, back to Simak. Raisley gets open from the wing and hits his second triple of the night.
And it's all based off that dribble, drive, penetrate, jump stop, hit the open man, and they're all spotted up.
On the drive to the hoop, Seth Hodorowski with points 6 and 7. For Whitehall's credit, every time Northampton starts to put a run together and gets back within 4 or 5, Whitehall's been able to come up with a bucket. Inside, Simak now posting up, turnaround shot, good, and the foul. Hodorowski picks up his first personal. And Simak will try to complete a three-point play.
And you get the ball that deep into Simak, good things happen. And he had Sudge on his back, and he just turned and finished. He's a lefty, so it's an easy shot for him.
Simak knew that was off right from the release. Couldn't get the rebound. Simak had 11 points in the first meeting between these two teams. The Whitehall lead at 4.
He had 3 made threes in that first contest, from what I believe.
Off the screen, driving inside is Lloyd for 2. And once again, Whitehall able to counter.
Same play, 1-4 across the high post, and you cut off it. They hit Sudge Hoderiski the first time, and this time Jack Lloyd.
Makovich started the offense. Regic misses from the wing. Once and done, Whitehall looking to run. Up ahead to Lloyd. Pull-up jumper was blocked by Wolokovitz, and Whitehall will have it back.
Credit Noah Wolokovitz for not giving up on this. You see high school players do. He runs up here and contests and blocks his shot.
We said in the pregame, all 5 of these guys can score, but just as impressively, all 5 guys can defend. And with that, Whitehall turns it over. Their 5th turnover tonight. Raisley thought about the 3, and now they'll set up the half-court offense. Sollers hands it to Wolokovitz.
Both teams communicate well on the defense. There's switching going on every type of screen.
Ozicki's now matched up with Regic. Raisley fires it into the corner. Wolokovitz tries to dribble out of the corner. Now Regic dumps it off to Wolokovitz. Got rid of the basketball before going out of bounds. 3-point shot away by Regic is good. Well, who gets credit for drawing that play up?
It's called improvisation. And it's all based off the offense. We're going to penetrate first, and then the others are going to spot up. And when they spot up and they're open, they're deadly shooters, and you said about them in the stats.
Ozicki fetting Tanner Dogmanis, who misses a running jump shot. Northampton can tie it up for the first time tonight with a 3. They fell behind 9-0 early. And this is the closest they have gotten. Down low, Wolokovitz, the fancy move, and he gets it to go. His first field goal tonight. And Northampton back within 1 as Northampton goes to their bench. Fans celebrating over on that side of the court as Whitehall calls for time.
And no one's better in this league. There's no guard better in this league than getting the ball inside. Guards are always working outside, but this guy just hangs and composes himself extremely well. There he saved one. Simak and got a mismatch here.
We have gotten word that Liberty upset Pocono Mountain West tonight. The 6-seeded Liberty Hurricanes, who had a couple solid games against Northampton, pulled off a big win over Nazareth in the regular season finale. And
they played them tough. The first time they played them over at Liberty, they were winning
in the 4th quarter.
Deep in the 4th quarter, and you know they let that one escape at Liberty, and now turnabout's fair play. And I mean, Liberty has some battle-tested players, you know, in Teague and Puxon and Lucas Bishop.
Pocono West, of course, will see action in the district playoffs. First round action starting the following Tuesday with a pigtail round, and then the quarterfinals will be the following Saturday. Whitehall now nursing a 1-point lead, a bump and collision with Regic, and that'll be his 3rd foul.
And he got away with one down there. So it's only fitting that he get called for his one up here.
And Matt Scholl's quickly going to get him out of the bench as Ethan Raffun will come in to replace him. 3 Northampton players had 2 fouls in that 2nd quarter, and all of them managed up until this point to pick up their 3rd. Down low, Lloyd trying to post up, got stripped of the basketball, and they're going to call a foul on Wolokovitz, who now picks up, I believe that's his 3rd.
Off the out-of-bounds play, and Jack Lloyd not getting many opportunities on the perimeter, has to do his work down low.
It's only the second foul on Wolokiewicz. As Lloyd makes the first, Lloyd a 71% free throw shooter. So Wolokiewicz only with 2 fouls, Simak with 2. And Lloyd 2 of 2 from the stripe.
No more 2-2-1 after makes. We're playing half-court defense here.
Fun starting the offense. Nice crossover move, gets him a wide open look for 2. And he has 8 points tonight.
Great take by Rafflin.
3 minutes left in the third. Whitehall still holding on to a lead, but it's down to a razor-thin single point again. And Wolokiewicz, actually Simak with a steal.
And that's due to Rafflin's defense. Let's see if they run the same thing. It's a high screen. And he doesn't take the screen. He goes the opposite way. He's wide open.
Fun has it on the wing. Starts the drive against Tanner Dogmanitz. Now Northampton resets with Wolokiewicz up top. Zicki and Solers throwing elbows down low. Meanwhile, the drive and the shot no good by Wolokiewicz. Whitehall looking to run, and Raffun called for the foul. That's his second foul, and the team's third of the quarter.
And you see, he goes right across his body. I mean, that's a foul. I mean, if you're going to reach, you're going to reach alongside. You can't go across the body. The refs have to call that.
Whitehall's lead still at 1 with the basketball. No lead changes so far tonight. Zicki down low, got stripped and is fouled, and will go right back to the free throw line. The foul is on Raffun. That's his third.
Screen and roll to the bucket. No one goes with him. And you got to foul him, you know, based off what we saw in the first half.
Trying to make it a 3-point Whitehall lead. I think Cole brought his family behind us. Everybody from Whitehall up on their feet as Cole makes 2 of 2, and he gets mobbed over at the Whitehall bench. Northampton trying to answer. Entry pass knocked away and off of Northampton. Great effort by Corbin Solers. He dove for it, but the ball just tipped the line as he tried to save it, and now Northampton will call a timeout as Whitehall off 2 free throws, recapturing some of the momentum here in the gym.
But it's always short-lived, Chris, because it's just a matter of time before the people across from us are going to get worked up on a play. So it's just great to see.
Well, we said Northampton shooting was going to be better in the second half. Regic hitting a 3 and Raisley hitting a 3. But Rosicki tonight, the leading scorer for the Zephyrs with 10.
And the sky's the limit for him. I mean, here he's finishing on a fast break. Another fine move. And according to Coach Jones, he's a gym rat. He's in there early and he wants to stay late. He wants to get better.
At Liberty score 52-44 over Pocono West. So the Hurricanes will be playing at PPL after they were one of the upset victims coming at the hands of Northampton a year ago.
But they were at PPL Center, so you know they're used to being there. Nigel does such a good job with those guys.
It was a heated ball game when we saw the second meeting between those two teams. As Northampton gets the lead back, we could see a rematch. Whitehall trying to flip the script, though, still up by 3 as we approach the final minute here in the third quarter. Cole Richards into the game, feeding the shooter, who's Seth Hadereski. He's now in double figures with 10 off his second triple.
Now we have a little 1-2-2 press.
Northampton crosses the timeline in time. Ball was tipped and stolen away by Jack Lloyd.
They're going to hold.
Turnover number 7 on Northampton.
No fouls to give for Northampton. They already are at their limit of 4.
Tanner Dogmanitz and Seth Hadereski playing catch just inside midcourt. Now brother Talon is there. Working against Simon. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Starting to drive through the lane. Lloyd up and in for 2. A guy that has had so many big threes this year, answering with some higher percentage shots in the third period to help Whitehall keep its lead and push it back to 8. The final 8 minutes of Whitehall versus Northampton. Straight ahead.
Hi, I'm Chris Michael, reminding you that you can now watch our live high school sports for free from anywhere via YouTube. There's no obligation and no charge. Sign up to get alerts when we're going live with our sports programming, including football, boys and girls basketball, wrestling, and more. You can even watch our Thursday night sports talk program on YouTube. So don't miss a minute of your favorite teams and take us with you to the games to get replays, in-game stats, and multiple camera angles. It's high school sports live streaming for free, courtesy of Astound.
Great atmosphere here at Northampton, but right now Whitehall looking to play the role that Northampton did a year ago. 3 weeks ago, nobody thought Whitehall had a shot at making the EPC playoffs. It came down to literally the last game of the regular season. Pocono Mount East lost, a game many thought they would win. Central Catholic did get a 1-point win, but Whitehall moved up to the 7th seed. Turning around an 0-5 start, 2-7 early on, and 3 games under 500 heading into the final 2 weeks of the regular season against mostly teams ahead of them in the standings. And they ended up beating all of the teams except for Parkland the second time through their division. Northampton will not go away quietly, though. They're trailing by 8. They have the basketball. Wolokiewicz feeding Simok down the boulevard, and he banks it home for his second field goal of the night. Lloyd at the other end trying to answer. Tough angle, but he gets it to go, and he has 11 points tonight, including 8 in the second half.
Using his right hand on the left side, something I don't like, but for him it worked.
Ethan Raffun, who's had a big night offensively. Now kicking it back, 3-point shot by Regic doesn't fall. Scramble for the loose ball, right into the hands of Wolokiewicz. A hustle play for the Concrete Kids. Whitehall tries to respond. Talon Dogmanitz fouled in the act and will head to the line for 2. Talon going to Bloomsburg. And will play football as a wide receiver with the Huskies.
I'm glad we have this one. Because look at the effort. Raisley, Raffun gets it to Wolokiewicz. I mean, that is team basketball at its finest.
Dogmanitz had 8 in the regular season finale Monday against Emmaus, shooting 64% from the free throw line this year. And he misses both. Northampton with the ball, down by 6. Ethan Raffun, who has scored 8 points tonight, with the basketball. Crossover move again, and he banks it home.
Second time he does not take the screen and goes right against it. Both times Whitehall cannot close out on this kid. What a night he's having.
Played great defensively in the first meeting between these two teams. He already has 10 points on offense. And we have a foul on the floor against Northampton. Wolokovitz picking up his third foul. Team's second of the quarter. Tanner Dog Manitz to inbound the basketball. Finds his brother Talon. And Whitehall keeps the possession.
See some Whitehall guys breathing a little bit here, Chris. You know, Northampton has gone deeper in this contest with personnel.
Most of the games we've seen Whitehall play this year, they usually go 8. I think they've only gone 7. And even that, it's been mostly a 6-man rotation. Seth wanted a foul, does not get it as the ball was blocked out of bounds. Sudge with 10 points tonight, one of 3 Zephyrs in double figures.
Yeah, I think they've only played the one substitute tonight.
Inbound pass and fouled in the act is Richards. Count the basket. And he's going back to the free throw line after taking a little tour over by the students off to our left. The Fun picking up the foul, and that's his 4th. You see Ethan got hurt on that play and then committed the foul. He leaves the game and is replaced by Corbin Solers.
And what a game he's had. Now he's, has to sit, but I don't look for him to sit too long. Cole Richards, while we're talking about Talon Dog Manitz making Bloomsburg.
Richards ends up with a basketball, feeds Tanner Dog Manitz for 3. His second triple tonight. He has 9 points. Raisley faked the 3, puts it on the floor, and gets the deuce.
But Richards also going to Bloomsburg to play football. Punter, kicker.
Now what will the Zephyrs do? They're up by 7. We've seen them play up tempo. We've seen them slow it down. Kick out, 3-point shot by Tanner doesn't go. Solers the rebound. Northampton with a numbers advantage. Simak trying to force it over to Solers. And Northampton playing a little out of control, but that ball was knocked away by Whitehall, so Northampton will have it back.
Well, they're trying to make up a 7-point lead, and they're feeling the urgency. 5 minutes to go, and you gotta go, go, go.
Inbound pass to Wolokovitz, got stripped, and a foul is called on Hodoreski. That's the first one on the Zephyrs of the quarter. Wolokovitz to the free throw line, 2 of 2 tonight, 70% on the season.
Well, as a team, is anybody better than Northampton as a team from this charity stripe?
No, they were a team high 75% this year.
If they win this game, you know exactly where it's coming from.
And Northampton did not get it back. Richards was going for the rebound. It was contested and went off Northampton. So Whitehall will have the basketball, leading by 6. Simak out to defend at the midcourt stripe. Tanner over to Talon, Dogmanitz. Now into the corner and Lloyd. Whitehall can be selective here, up by 6.
It's too long, no. This is way too long to hold it.
Forcing the shot was Talon, Dogmanitz, and Northampton comes away with a basketball. That's not the shot they would have wanted. Now Simok, top of the key. He starts the drive. Turnaround shot, banks it up and in. His second bank of the second half, and now it's a 4-point game.
All happens on the defensive end, and they're really extending things out.
Northampton, one of the best in fewest points allowed at 45. Driving through the lane, don't count the shot attempt, waved off immediately as Jack Lloyd was fouled on the floor. This will be the 4th team foul. And for Wolokovitz, that is his 4th.
Now you have 2 guys out there with 4.
And quickly off the bench is Marcus Ramos. Wolokovitz will head to the bench. Have to give Dennis credit. Northampton was the one with 7 players. Whitehall only has used 6 tonight.
Thank you.
This is where some of that playoff experience on the gridiron, I think, is paying off with guys like Tanner and Talon playing in a lot of big ball games the last few years. Also paying off this time of year during basketball season. Whitehall trying to spread the floor. Under 3 minutes left. And stripped of the basketball was Lloyd. Northampton on the run again with the numbers. Ramos trying to finish, and he gets hammered by Richards. That's his 2nd foul and the 2nd team foul on Whitehall.
Sometimes when you take the feet off the gas, Chris, here they get it ahead to Ramos, and Richards hacks him down.
Whitehall calls a timeout, and Ramos comes back 67% at the free throw line. And a reminder that you can see regular season games and special postseason games like the Colonial League playoffs exclusively on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and then type in Astound TV Network in the search engine. You can hit the subscribe button and get alerts when we're going to be live with our live sports programming throughout the playoffs. And also get updates on ATVN broadcast schedules overall. Again, select playoff games will be streamed online on our YouTube page. Subscribe and get those games, plus ATVN sports talk shows, clips, highlights of recent games, and so much more. A whole new way to watch high school sports, and it's all for free, courtesy of Astound TV. Again, the playoff schedule for next week, we will have live coverage of the EPC boys semifinals on Monday night, a doubleheader starting at 6 p.m. We already know that Liberty will be playing the winner of this ball game. Parkland, last we heard, was in good shape to advance. And you saw the matchup between Nazareth and Allen earlier tonight on Astound TV. Tuesday, we'll have live streaming coverage of the Colonial League boys semifinal starting at 6 p.m., followed by delayed coverage of the EPC girls starting at 9:30. Thursday night, we'll have the EPC girls and boys finals starting at 6 live on ATVN. And Friday at 6 o'clock, the Colonial League girls and boys streaming for free starting at 6 o'clock from Freedom High School. Ramos misses his first free throw. But makes the second. It's now a 1-possession Whitehall lead.
That allows them to applies some ball pressure up the court, but Northampton cannot foul. Whitehall's in the bonus.
Since Zicki hit those 2 free throws, we have not seen him at all. It's been the same 5 Zephyrs out on the floor. Now Richards with the basketball.
It's a tough situation for Coach Jeff Jones. I mean, you put him in there, they may just foul him right away.
Here comes the double team. Dribbling through it is Talendog Manis, missed the layup. Fight for the rebound. Hodareski had it, got stripped. Another pile up in Northampton. Still trying to secure the basketball. Do they get a timeout? No. Matt Scholl practically was out there trying to call a timeout. Almost got involved in the play. They did not give him the timeout. Jump ball is the call. And Whitehall will have it on the possession arrow.
You think these teams want it, Chris? Let's look at this replay. Okay? Talk about wanting it. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Jeff Jones is pointing to the spot that Matt Scholl ended up in. Wanting to know how that was allowed. Whitehall gets the ball back, though. Up by 3. Under 2 minutes left. Whitehall had a 4th quarter lead in so many of those early games. Persevered through some tough losses. And Northampton comes away with the basketball. Jack Lloyd did not get a foul call, wanted it. And now Northampton with a chance to tie again with a 3. And now Northampton will call a timeout. 84 seconds left.
And they don't need a hurry, of course, because the way, as hard as Northampton was playing defense, they needed good too. And their defense is picking it up because Whitehall's just sitting on things. And they're not taking advantage of some things. They're trapping Whitehall all over the place. And they're just keep passing the ball.
I'm not going to ask you who Northampton's going to go to here because they could go to just about anyone.
Yes.
So what does Whitehall do? Because you can't key on any one person here. Do you change anything for the last 84 seconds?
No, you've got to stick with what, kept them a good offense like Northampton's at 43. You can take some smart fouls, though, when they're going, if they're beating you in the perimeter going to the basket, you could foul them on the floor, make them have possession again. But, a minute 24 is a long time, Chris.
Whitehall only has 2 team fouls, so they have 2 to give. Next Northampton foul would put them in the bonus. Whitehall with 4 players with 9 or more points tonight. Lloyd with 11, Tanerdog Manitz with 9. Hodareski with 10 and Cole Rozicki with 10. Ethan Raffun, the only player in double figures for Northampton with 10. He has the basketball. Wolakovitz going to work against Lloyd. Simak against Richards. Nice crossover. Draws the double team. Kick out to Wolakovitz for 3 and down it goes. His first 3 tonight, 23rd of the year, and for the first time since it was 0-0, we are deadlocked with a minute left in regulation. And that will put Tanerdog Manitz on the free throw line where he shoots at a 55% clip. But before Dennis reminds me, free throw shooting numbers are irrelevant in the 4th quarter. He gets one more, but now Northampton, if they get the rebound, has a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. He missed both. Northampton gets the rebound. Whitehall 0 for 5 from the line this quarter. And now Northampton's going to play for the last shot.
Why wouldn't they?
35 seconds left.
Their offense has been so effective this second half. It's spread, it's penetrate, it's jump stop and dish out.
They have not led the entire night. There's a foul they had to give on Talendog Mannix. They still have one more. And Northampton's going to call another timeout. 20.8 seconds left. Northampton trailed by as much as 11 tonight. They have not led at all. And yet they have the basketball with 20.8 seconds left. Here in the second half, Wolokovitz had 7 points. Graisley with 5 second half points. And Brady Simmock with 6 second half points.
That's when the cream rises to the top. That's when champions play like champions. When their backs are up against the wall. You know, you kind of figured it might happen, you know, coming with the crosstown rival who's on a roll. But right now, all signs point to Northampton. The one caveat that we haven't discussed, though, they have 3 guys with 4 fouls. So if this game does go to overtime, they could lose some players.
Both of these teams came in after solid second halves. Whitehall winning 5 of their last 6 EPC games. Northampton had won 3 in a row and 8 of their last 9 overall games. One team will be eliminated from EPC playoff action. Both teams will move on the following week and play in the district playoffs. Both teams are 6A classified. Wolokovitz inbounds the basketball to Rafun. Ethan off the bench tonight, a team-high 10 points. Now 10 seconds left, and there was Whitehall's last foul to give. It's on Jack Lloyd, his 3rd.
I think he could have let him penetrate just a little bit deeper and taken off some more time before that foul, and I see Jeff Jones pulling his hair out a little bit.
Now 7 seconds left. Rafun with the basketball. Spins through the lane. Got stripped. No whistle. Ball goes out of bounds, and Whitehall will have it with 1.8 seconds left. They have to go the length of the floor. And they will call a timeout to talk about it. Well, we saw a situation with Whitehall back in December, and we saw what happened with less than a second left. What are your options with 1.8?
Well, number one, we've got a replay coming here. And I mean, arguably, was there contact and a foul? Probably. These guys aren't going to call that at this point. They didn't call it on the opposite end, so I agree with it. Let it play. What are their options now? Number one, if you're Whitehall, you got to throw the ball down the court, but you got to make sure that somebody has the opportunity to touch the ball, because if it just goes out of bounds, Northampton gets a shot underneath there. But to take a chance and throw the ball in that half of the court and throw it into a corner, now you allow some trap situations. If you can get it in clean, you just hold on to the ball and live to see another day in overtime. And hey, maybe they'll foul you, but Northampton's too smart for that.
Rozicki is back into the game, and they're going to put him in the lane.
And you got Whitehall's quarterback and the football team taking the ball out of bounds.
He's looking for the heave. Now Rozicki's going to come back, and a timeout is called. Ironically, it was Rozicki, the one that was the furthest away, that was coming back to try to receive the pass.
It was called a decoy.
Oh.
Your two guards went up this way, and Ruzicki come up towards the ball. They're not going to throw a 6'7" sophomore the ball on this side of half court.
I can't believe coaches would use trickery on us.
That's why they're paid so well.
They're smart guys.
Yes. Jeff Jones been in it over 20 years.
27 years at Whitehall, 19 as a head coach. Disappointing end to last year. They had some momentum going into the playoffs and lost a couple games in districts, ended up as the 4th seed out of District 11, so they did move on to the state playoffs, but faced a very tough opponent right out of the bat, and that ended their season. This year they went the other way, have been trending up. We'll see if that trend continues. Sudge has it, heaves it from half court, hits the board, and that's it. We're going overtime. I don't know if this is officially a cement bowl matchup, but another tight ball game between Whitehall and Northampton. We'll be back with the extra period right after this.
Everything is easier with your MyAstound account. Quickly view your account, manage your settings, sign up for text messages, and more. Want to go paperless? Click the button. Want to set up autopay? Do it in a flash. Plus now, you can add Astound Mobile, which runs on one of the nation's largest, most reliable 5G networks. Your MyAstound account makes it easy to get exactly what you need. Go to my.astound.com and check it out today. Live more, do more with Astound.
Welcome back to Northampton. We're going to the extra period. We did get word that Parkland has officially moved on. That's not a surprise, as they beat Central Catholic rather solidly. Talked about teams trending up, but Central Catholic was a team that really has been struggling over the last month. They still will be one of the top seeds heading into the District 11 4A playoffs, but
they doubled
the entrance this year.
They doubled them. That's 8 versus 1. Now, 2-7. You got totally different.
We'll jump it up in the center circle. 4 minutes on the clock. The winner moves on and faces Liberty in the quarterfinals of the EPC playoffs. This time Northampton wins the tap. Raisley got the basketball, and immediately a foul committed by Tanner Dogmanitz. Team fouls do not reset. Well, both teams are now in the bonus. Raisley at the free throw line, 80% from the line on the year.
I think it was Ruzicki on the foul.
You're right. Now that's twice tonight. I'm giving you credit. Don't go saying we're picking on it. Second one is good, and for the first time tonight, Northampton has taken a lead. Whitehall on the floor with the Dogmanitz brothers, Ruzicki, Suchadursky, and Jack Lloyd. 3-point shot away by Tanner, and Raisley gets the rebound. 3.5 left in overtime. Wolokovitz matched up with Talon Dogmanitz. Leo Regic, who's had a pair of triples tonight, leaves it for Wolokovitz.
Now they're doing a little triangle delay between Wolokovitz, Raisley, and Regic. 3 good foul shooters, 3 good ball handlers.
We've even seen Solers, who plays the 5, handle the ball a little bit this year for Northampton, do a credible job. He's going to pop out here, tries to set a screen, and a foul on Whitehall. So free throws coming up again for Northampton on this possession. Rosicki picking up his second.
Here comes the screen, and Rosicki reaches in. You know, that far away from the basket. You don't want your big guy committing a reach-in foul out there.
And now Wolokovitz is in double figures with 10. And Northampton goes up by 3. Whitehall spins it around the perimeter. Tanner Dogmanitz up top to his brother. Talon for 3 off the front of the rim. And it's going to go out of bounds. Northampton basketball. Checking back into the game is Ethan Raffun, one of 3 players with 4 fouls for Northampton.
Now you bring an extra ball handler in here in Raffun.
Regic has the basketball, dribbles away from a double team. Raisley working against Lloyd. Both of their dads had a few things in common during their playing days.
Oh, yeah.
And Northampton continues to play keep away, up by 3.
Why not? You got ball handlers and you can shoot foul shots. There's no need to shoot. Triangle delay, you got timeouts if needed.
And Whitehall commits the foul with 1.5 minutes left. Talon Dogmanitz picks up his 4th. Wolokovitz right back to the free throw line. Corbin Sollers back in for defense.
The difference tonight, Chris, the charity stripe.
Wolokovitz now with 13 points overall, 11 since halftime. Whitehall now down by 5. 80 seconds left. Sudge gives up the 3-point look, floats inside, missed the layup. Northampton the rebound. K-Kids trying to spread the floor, but first a timeout called. 1:07 left.
Last time they played, it was the first 1 to 40 wins. I'm saying first 1 to 50 wins. It's going to win this game. Half court set, you got to go quick and you got to make it happen. They close out on him extremely well. Good defense there. Good rebound by Sollers.
A year ago, Northampton came in as underdogs, and we kind of asked Matt Scholl after the first game, do you think it can continue? He said, well, why not? These kids don't know better. Now they do know better. And they have the edge, up by 5. And of course, the all-important free throw shooting advantage at this point.
And there's nothing worse then when you're down in the score and you know the other team, you put them on the line, you know what's going to happen.
Lokovitz will bring the ball up across the timeline. Whitehall tries to trap. Short jump shot up and in by Raisley. He's in double figures with 10. Whitehall's now down by 3 possessions. They need a quick bucket. They go into the corner, 3-pointers away, and no good. Follow doesn't go, and Northampton gets the rebound. Ethan Raffun up ahead to Simak. And jump ball is the call. Northampton was trying to just spread things out. And Whitehall's going to get the ball back on the arrow. Northampton trying to make a substitution, but it's too late. Again, Whitehall needs a quick bucket. And a reach-in foul there on Regic. So that'll give Whitehall a chance to get a couple with the clock stopped. Regic has now fouled out of the game.
You reach across the body, Mr. Regic. Unfortunately, that's your 5th foul.
Paderewski needs both of these. Jeff's been doing a lot of walking here in the second half. Whitehall's now 7 for 21 at the free throw line tonight. They foul with 23 seconds left. Northampton, meanwhile, was 12 for 16.
There you go.
You want me to say it again? You're right again.
Well, that would be the 3rd compliment. That means I get a free large pizza from Mario's here in Northampton. They have good ones.
K-Kids looking to move on and return to the PPL Center where last year's magic occurred. Great effort by the Zephyrs tonight. They led by 11 at a few points in the first half. Northampton came back, got within 1 before eventually tying it late and sending the game into overtime at 46 apiece. But Whitehall has not scored in the extra stanza. Meanwhile, Northampton has been stroking it in from the free throw line. Most of their 9 points here in overtime have come from the stripe. That shot blocked by Simak. Simak trying to dip in, take a shot. And the ball goes out of bounds with 13 seconds left. I guess you could argue that Northampton didn't have to take a shot there, but
it was a personal challenge, and that's a baseball challenge. Those are 2 good baseball players going at each other on the basketball court. Where the other little thing came in over here, I don't know. They say boys will be boys, I guess.
Second free throw is good. Raffun with 11 points tonight. Whitehall season will continue in districts, but Northampton with a steal. And Whitehall commits a foul there with 2.5 seconds left, which not sure why they would do that. But Northampton will move on with a 19-4 record and face Liberty. Again, the last time we saw Northampton and Liberty was on this floor. There were definitely fireworks that night. A hard-fought ball game. Northampton did win it. But the rematch certainly will be interesting on Monday. Fun gets the rebound, and that will officially do it. Northampton comes from behind and wins it by a final score of 57-46. We hope you enjoyed tonight's doubleheader on Astound TV. Join us for a full week of basketball coming up starting on Monday live at 6 p.m. For Dennis Lobb, our statistician Jack Ebner, our director Tyler Brackbill, and the entire Astound crew, I'm Chris Michael. Good night, God bless, and thanks for watching, everyone.